Hello there, Thursday Mindtrust Mastery in association with Noble Government. Today, we're going to be talking about how to do live and recorded videos using a particular structure which involves educate, entertain, and engage. Not necessarily in that order, but you do need to hit the three and a soft call to action, inviting people in to learn more or to enjoy the tip or subscribe for more information or whatever. Okay, so lots to go through today. We're also going to very briefly show how ChatGPT can help you structure the responses that you get, and also how you might structure the conversations. And once you find something like this structure, you can get examples from ChatGPT that then you can go through and go, that example doesn't really suit me. Oh, that one looks good. And then you can feed more information to ChatGPT about, the people you want to speak to or the way you communicate and so on. You can give an example of what you've used before and pop it in and say, I'd like to give me more examples similar to this and so on. And the idea is not to carte blanche use what you are given without reviewing it. But the idea is to use it as a way of stimulating your imagination, stimulating your creativity, and helping to put structure on things. Okay. Now, it is said that when two minds come together, a third, more powerful mind is created. Wolfgang.
Mindtrust principles. The purpose of the Mindtrust is to go deeper than we have ever gone before and be fully seen and acknowledged as the powerful divine beings we truly are.
We co-create via the unified field through each of us coming together in a spirit of harmony.
We believe the core values of integrity, respect, connection, growth, and contribution lay the foundation for trust.
We are collaborative. We listen without interrupting, lecturing, or judging. And through our collaboration, we increase the value and power of our contribution.
This I declare. I agree to respect all of you, focusing on building true relationships with no hidden agendas.
I am honest and participate by giving thoughtful feedback.
I'm focused, but I also think it's important to have fun during meetings.
Michael?
I am ready to let go of beliefs that aren't serving me.
This I believe and embody. In this mind trust, as we mastermind together in a spirit of unity and non-judgment, we generate an infinite amount of sacred creative energy.
This process also gives us the opportunity for self-mastery, where the self-transcendent shift from the me to the we to the us occurs.
Michael?
And engagement increases. The world's consciousness is then raised one meaningful and inspired relationship at a time.
Excellent.
And this is why we mastermind.
And this is why I'm a mastermind.
It's very difficult not to read those mastermind principles in the way William Shatner reads, like Star Wars. A continuing mission. Explore new planets. Anyway, now, with that being said, what I'm going to do is I am going to put it to Wolfgang, then Michael, then myself. Let's just share some. Let's try that again. Let's just share some wins. Okay, so not challenges or anything else, just some wins, please. First, go ahead, Wolfgang.
Well, this is easy and massive. I was in Austria last week for the reason of opening the heritage. I think that's the way you say it. My dad passed in August, and then it takes a while after a notary, an official person is reaching out to all the, about debt and money and bank and everything. So So we came together last week, and it's simply normally amazing. And this is a big win, where I saw from the person who does the notary, how often there is trouble. And just having a normal way, a conversation. And the the amazing thing was the guy didn't want to stop. He didn't want to end the conversation. We were there for 3.5 hours, and he was keeping on like, and I can understand that, because in a regular base he has arguments and troubles in his room. So he was enjoying that so much. And simply everything was working so smoothly. And as an opening, it's not finished yet, but it's just a massive win. I didn't expect that to be such a big win, but knowing about this 90% of people going apart, having big arguments with each other, that even turned in a much bigger win than I expected. I mean, a big win is just my parents, who they were and what they created for us, and what they actually not only created material wise, but obviously human wise in my siblings and me. Wow, that's big. What turns into the big win, why I love NG, is creating relationships for no reason but creating relationships. And that's the other thing. I'm in other communities, and big things start creating just because of having good relationships. I'm not focusing on what do we get out of the relationship. I only focus on having good conversations. And the results are massive. The results are massive. And I just saw it today, like going through, how you say, list of people. Like if you have how you say that? Uh,
It depends on what you're going to say next as to what word you use.
like in Facebook, you have not this friend list, but it's like a list of people I know, and it's endless lists of people I instantly could contact and just have a conversation with, and they would say instantly yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this I cannot even imagine what that means. I just feel happy and complete and fulfilled through that.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Love it. Are those your new glasses?
Yes, these are blue light glasses filters.
Uh-huh.
And you see, I'm not experienced because I did not look to have unmirrored glasses. So
I
that's
can
the
see
reason.
that. Yeah, I can
Yes,
see.
I didn't look. I simply didn't look for that. I just took glasses,
Yeah.
and obviously there is different kind of glasses.
Yeah. But they also did so on here, you can put an effect where your glasses look darker than they actually are. And that's what I thought. I was like, am I seeing this right? Is Wolfgang have the effect? Actually, they're just dark. That's nice. Oh, they look good. They suit you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, I
So
also have these glasses, and I wear the glasses. This is also a minor win because I bought the glasses last week. And I had some days I didn't wear them. And then we were in the circle of men, and we were talking about eyesight and all the things. And I realized I have the glasses. And so to wear them actually is a big win. So
yeah. I remember when I was younger, I didn't want to wear my glasses. I was like, and at the time, I'd never worn contact lenses before. This is a long time ago, and I was like, I don't want to be the guy wearing glasses, because I remembered in school, if you wore glasses in the 80s in Ireland, you were called Four Eyes, right? And that was like people would address, hey, Four Eyes. And you're like, well, I've got a name, like this is not necessary to communicate with me in this way. So when I was older, I didn't want to wear them outside because I knew what the response would be. And so yeah, it took a long time before I became comfortable.
well, it's interesting. I wear the glasses so I don't need to wear glasses in the future.
Got it.
because of the eye, the light
It's
is
so
destroyed.
there's no prescription. It's just for the screen.
It's just blue light filter.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's interesting because when you do have a prescription, to buy those types of glasses costs like 3 or 4 times more because you got to get the lens. So the way it works is you got to get the prescription in, which has a cost, and then you have to thin the prescription. So normally, if like with the natural prescription, it might be that thick. Okay, so then they have a process, a technology where they can make them super thin, but maintain the same prescription, which is also expensive. So suddenly changing to something like it's a significant expense, but definitely worthwhile for sure. Yeah. I have my eye on a pair. I'm trying to decide between one pair and another pair, which also have the same type of lens, and they have a clip on. So they have like those ones are for daytime and for screens, and then there's another one for evening, and then there's another one for 2 hours before
And I
bedtime.
picked up
Yeah, Michael, there's a delay on your side.
the Lord.
Well, and finally, a big win is just to be back, and I'm happy to be here and seeing you guys. I love you.
Yeah, likewise, brother. And so just that's very important. I often wonder what would happen were my parents to, I mean, eventually, obviously, they're going to pass away at some point, but how would that conversation go when we're in the notary? It's very interesting how, like
And you have no idea.
Oh, you have no idea.
You have
Yeah.
no idea. People turn, something happens when the parents pass, something happens with the people.
Yeah. Like I often observe my parents and their siblings. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. It's so complex. And it's like nobody actually talks about the real reason for the conflict. It's like lots of unknown conflict. So like over the years, I've had people that I'm friends with who just suddenly don't talk to me anymore. I have no idea why. So imagine that was your sibling. Like,
yeah.
and you have no idea. So there's obviously a reason, but you never, you literally go to the grave, never know what it is. So it's very strange. Thankfully, at least at this point, with my own direct family, that's not an issue. It's not, no. I'd like to think that that wouldn't happen, and I'm very grateful that you're in a good space with that, Wolfgang, because it's important. It's the type of thing that could easily derail you, because your foundation is usually your parents to a certain extent, and then where's the foundation? It's suddenly like an orphan almost, even though you're an adult.
We know people, their last parent died, and they have a mess.
Yeah.
Siblings come with lawyers.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
My parents actually had this conversation with me a long time ago, and they said, look, we're gonna move this into that, this is gonna go over here, and
no, that was all clear.
Are you okay that this person is gonna be the executor of the whole thing, but still the problems come. In some families, right?
It goes so far that the parents' will, which was expressed clear, is disrespected.
Wow. Yeah.
It goes so far, people neglect what they got and forgot or whatever. I even don't say it's a bad it's not they're like they might not even be aware something happens with the people, because it's very wide. It's 90% of the cases.
Yeah,
he talked about it.
Most of the time, I was explaining this to my partner, right? Most of the time, people who do things that we might perceive as the receiver to be negative legitimately think that they are the hero of the story.
Yeah,
they don't think that they're in the wrong. Generally.
Yeah. Something really weird happens there in terms of perception and clear-sightedness. So that's the reason why I wear the glasses, so I can keep my eyesight clear.
Yeah, love it.
Don't need glasses who are changing my perception.
Yeah, thank you for that. Michael, what wins are going on for you in the last week?
I have completed my 1 month Nodium. Let's see. We've now got we've got an F&B target, and we need to raise like around 90K worth of sales. So we're all trying to work on that. So we did 10K over the weekend. So I picked out new glasses myself, and I'm getting a nice new chair for my room in time.
Now, this young lady was banging very, very, very loudly on the door. And she's covered in muck. What happened to your fingies?
Hello.
Yeah, that's Michael. That's Wolfgang.
Hi.
Wolfgang. Can you say Wolfgang?
Learn it properly right away. It's Wolfgang.
Wolfgang.
Yes.
Right.
Create a German accent from the beginning. Then she has an advanced radius of expression.
Oh, and she's always doing the movement anyway. So.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good. Sorry, Michael. Great to hear that you're 1 month in. I remember when I spoke to you the night before. Yes, okay, here you go. I spoke to you the night before you got the job.
Yeah.
What is it that you want, sweetheart?
Is it another job now?
Huh?
No, the Odeon. The same job.
Yeah, same job. So it's great that that you're now a month into the thing. So you know, you had that intention. You did a great job. That's great, sweetheart. You succeeded in doing what you planned, and now you're 1 month in. You're still there. Right, so that's a good start. And
Yeah.
no, did you have your first review yet or not?
I think that those were just things that they said. Like they've done some reviews for some people, but then I didn't get mine. So
Okay.
I think it was
No news.
more
Good
just
news. No
no,
news.
this is good news.
Yeah.
I had like there was 1 or 2 bumps in the beginning, but everything's to be okay now. So
Now, out you go, please. Thank you. Now you can go out this way. Yeah, out you go. Yeah, you say that. That's good. Out you go. Bye bye. See you now. Of her being gone or pretty slim. Well, we'll probably come back and bang on the door in a few moments. But anyway, so what's going well for me? Got a lot of clarity recently. Will be the first thing. As I mentioned, I've been using ChatGPT a bit, and it's helping me put more structure on things, because sometimes, because I have so many things in play, it can be difficult to have a complete structure for so many things at the same time and think you're going to be able to manage, while also simultaneously maintaining relationships at home, and then making time for your children and all the rest of it that goes with that, and working from home and stuff. So I've been finding that really, really useful. I'm feeling energized, positive, and excited, which is great, because you know that sort of energy builds, you know, the energy that's required to move from a standstill and then create momentum. And so I'm just been sitting with that, and you know, trying to be as conscious as possible in each moment. So I think that's a big deal. This morning I had a call with a lady for a communion next year for her daughter, where she has an event that she's putting on, and I'm going to be going to do the pizza for them all. So I just locked that in this morning, and we're going to go and make a menu now, a themed menu, based on the Unicorn Academy Her daughter's 7 years old and likes horses and stuff. So, which is a TV show, by the way. It's a cartoon about unicorns, and they're in an academy. In case you're curious. So that's it. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm excited about that, and it's also more money in the bank. So the deposit is 50%. So that's the money coming in the next day or two. It's nice. And yeah, just happy to be moving the ball down the road. I potentially have a gig with the horse box for 5 days a week from now until the end of the year. Maybe making 100 pizzas a day that my friend has put me forward for. So I don't know if I've got that yet, but I would be confident that I have. And so I'll find out later, and I might let you know. But that's what's on the horizon at the moment. Renata, good to see you. Renata, can you share a win quickly, and then you got 5 minutes, and then we'll spend the last 30 minutes on the topic.
Well, my win was that I had work basically every day.
Okay.
And another win was that I was caring about me enough that I canceled a job I had already for today, because I want to keep Thursdays as my fixed off day. And I had already like 8 days of work in a row. And that is definitely too much for me. I can do that, but not if I start the season like this and get the companies used to that, then they will do it the same way all season.
Of course, yeah.
I already lost my second off day for next week. But because I had not a real job yesterday that got cancelled due to sickness of the guests.
Understood. So it got moved. Yeah, got moved. So that
so I
just want.
So I have another job for Monday.
Just want to let you know, Renata, that remember you were trying to fix your audio and speaker situation and mic situation last time? It is not fixed. So the noise,
I know that.
yeah, the sound coming through to us is like, it's wild. So everyone had to turn you down there. So apologies for that. You probably didn't notice, but
I am happy that I found one piece of headset that I can use.
Yeah,
because all my other headsets, they give me the speakers, but as soon as I plug them in, I can't speak.
Gotcha.
So I will have to keep that up till I have that fixed, and I have no idea when this is going to happen. It seems to be a bigger thing with the computer and not the headset thing.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about that on a separate call. I might be able to help you. Okay, so that being said, let's just change gears here. So, have any show of hands who's made a live video before? Renata, have you ever made a live video?
Live, yeah.
Live, L-I-V-E, live video. Okay. And then hands up who made a live video that they were happy with. Interesting. So. Okay. Right. So what would be the main so if you got to go, and let's say you had to go live immediately after this call, what would be the main concern that you would have about going live? If you had one thing that you would share as I don't know what I'm going to say, some content maybe. Could it be
rambling on?
Structure. Okay. What else? What else do you think is important in a live video?
Well, for me, to be concise and not too long. To be clear, have the message, but as short as possible.
What else?
Like, what can, like this, the certain topics that you can talk about on lives that, like, they have to be they'd be friendly for everyone, like certain words and stuff that we're not allowed to mention anymore.
Okay. So it depends what the purpose of the live is. Are you looking to trigger people, or are you looking to get people to want to approach you? Depends what the intention is. But if you want to tell people the truth, maybe they're going to get triggered, you know. So you might start your live with, hey, if you're easily triggered, prepare to be upset. And that might be your intro. And that intro will be both engaging and entertaining. Not for the person who's going to be triggered, obviously, but it'll be humorous for people who are like, oh, this is going to be good. And so the point of it is that you caught someone's attention. Okay. So it's not always a bad thing to talk about things that might trigger people, but you have to also be respectful. So it all depends on the intention of what you're looking to do. So let's say, Wolfgang, if you're going to go live, what is the intended outcome or intention of the live? Not the topic, the intent, overall intention. What do you hope will happen as a result of the live?
Well, it depends. It depends. For me, a live can be just a message for people hearing something from me, what I want to share with them. This can be for relationship building.
Okay.
And it can be something where I want to make them do some action. That is certainly different. What generally I intend is that when I go live, there is a significance. Otherwise, I would write for one simple reason, because it's easier to reread. When you have 20 lives, you have no idea in which live do you have which content. And when you look for something, it's easier to go through messages and have a look where is the content you're looking for. Otherwise, you have 30 videos, recordings, and you have to go through all the recordings to find the content you look for. That's quite annoying. So for me, video is something what I consciously choose, and rather rare than more.
Interesting. So would you be interested to hear how you can make a video and then also have the text and then also know where to find the content that you created in the video?
Yes.
So when you go live, you can download the file afterwards. You can then get that file and you can give it to ChatGPT or similar, lots of different solutions, and it'll create a transcript. Right? The easiest way to do it is to go onto Zoom, press play, share audio, press play, and then put on captions. And on Zoom, as you're replaying it, like you on Zoom, okay, it will show the captions, and then you can download and save the copy of the transcript. Then you have the text, and then you can identify the bit that you wanted. And you can even get the transcripts with timestamps. So you can go back into the video and you can take that bit and you can use it. Because video typically has more of an impact than text does. Right? It takes a bit of time initially. But once you get in the habit of doing it, it becomes quicker and quicker and quicker. And then there's loads of free video editing tools that you can use. That means you can, and by the way, in the beginning, it will not be easy. Nor will it be streamlined, nor will it take a short amount of time. It will likely be frustrating initially until you get a rhythm. Once the rhythm is in place, it becomes much easier. I find for me, if I'm making, say, a video and it's too long, and I want to share bits of the video to a story, which is only 15 seconds at a time, it's just the first few times it's painstaking because got to put the captions on there. I got to save it separately. I got to find the 15-second mark, and then I got to move the thing till it goes to 30 seconds. I find it particularly frustrating. However, once you've done it and you do it 3 or 4 times a day, after a couple of days, you're like, you're not thinking anymore. You just go through the process, and then you become really good at it, right?
How can you add the captions in Zoom?
In Zoom, let's see.
You said it already, just
yeah, good
repeat
question.
it.
I'm trying to see where exactly notes, captions. So it depends on what. I've obviously signed into Zoom as the host. The new Zoom setup on the right-hand side has a more button in a round one with 3 dots in it. When you click on that, it shows you the top one is captions, then you got breakout rooms, polls, quizzes, notes, whiteboards, yada, yada. So captions is the one you go for. And then you show captions in English, view full transcript on there. Can you see that on the screen or not? Yeah.
Is that from you?
Yeah. This is all of us. Look, there's you. Yeah.
Because
then,
I also activated captions.
Okay. And then you can then go into the caption settings and always show captions, show blah, 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 show original and translated in the menus, caption menu. Anyway, loads of choices there. So I've now put it onto always captions. Okay. So what that means is should also show, there it is. There you go. So you can see it also on the bottom of the screen. At least I can. Can you see it? No. I can see it on the bottom of the screen.
I think everyone needs to activate their own captions. So I can add the captions, and then I see on the side the whole text running. Thank you very much. That's great.
Yeah. So the point is at the end of the call, when I save and it goes to save, and it usually goes into a Zoom folder somewhere. And then what I'll do is I'll go in, I'll get the video, I'll rename it, I will drag and drop it in the desktop because I'm on a Mac, maybe different, but you drag it and put it wherever it's like recent or a folder you use for these types of things on your computer. And then you can also rename the audio file, there'll be a transcript file, and then you drag that over into the desktop or similar, and then you put it into a little folder and you give it a name and you give it a date and you give it a topic. Then you go in through the transcript, review it, find the info you want. There you go. Make sense?
It's amazing. It's great.
Yeah, yes, it's really handy. So what me and Mark have done a couple of times is we've had a conversation about a topic off the cuff, no plan. Then we get the transcript, put the transcript in, and then edit it. Edit the transcript till we pull out little bits, we get the timestamps. Say, wow, that's good. So then we go back to the video, we pull out that section, and then we have something concrete, and it immediately can go straight into a training section on that topic. So you don't have to plan your conversation, you just have your conversation and you go back in and you pull it out. Or you can you can remake it. You can get the transcript, you put it into ChatGPT, you can change the tone slightly if you wish. You can do whatever you want. And then you can then put that into an AI thing where you can get someone, a character, to speak the words that you've said. So now you have faceless marketing, but your content, no, not your face. It doesn't upset anyone who wants to see a woman speaking, or they want to see someone who looks like them speaking, or whatever. You can just make it in multiple languages and all sorts. So yeah, lots of scope there. So okay, so that's interesting. So there's a structure which I would encourage us to use. This may be too complex, but it's just something that's worth considering. Okay, this is very simple. If every post that you make, every video that you make has a call to action, people are going to be upset that you're no longer sharing value. You're pitching them. Okay. However, if you are sharing value and there's lots of value there, and they are going to want to know what you are doing in order to be living the way in which you're living and being the way you're being, you should at some point have a call to action and an offer. The offer can't be the only thing you have. So if you go onto people's pages who are in network marketing and they've never been in it before, and they're really excited, and every single post is about, hey, check out this product and that product. People aren't on a Shopify channel. They're not on your Shopify. They're on your Facebook profile. So they want to see what you're interested in. They want to see how you live. They want to see what you think about and stuff like that. And they want to see if do you collaborate with other people, you know, what value is there for me. Okay. So this is the structure. 70% value. 70% of your posts should be value. Okay. 20% of your posts should be about your lifestyle. And 10% should be a call to action, a very clear offer. And if you haven't written that down, you should be writing that down. Okay. Now, when you do a value post, it could be, hey, you know what? Could be a mastermind that you attended. You just want to share something that happened to me this morning. You know, I was on a mastermind with these wonderful people from around the world. We were talking about X. And then I went out there and I had a conversation with X, Y person. And, you know, it really helped us connect because I really understood where they were coming from. Or, you know, I took an interest in somebody this morning and they sent me a message to say, you know what, you really made my day. And the biggest currency that you have in the world is the effect you have on other people. That's a value post. I'm like, wow, you know what that is? Maybe I should show an interest in other people. I sent a message to someone the other day going, hey, brother, just want to let you know we love you. Right now, he could have said, what do you mean we? For example. Right. But instead he goes, oh my God, I can't believe, like, were you inside my head just now? Are you psychic? I'm like, not that I'm aware of. And he's like, well, this is exactly what I needed right now. Thank you so much. Okay. And people tell you all sorts of lovely things about you and the impact that you're having in their life. If you make an effort to connect with people honestly, authentically, and shower them with the same wonderful things as you would love people to say about you. Whatsoever the impact you want to have in the world, give that to people and you will see it come back tenfold. So that's an interesting post that people can say, well, you know what, I feel uplifted after having read that post or watched that video, something like that. Okay, so in our case, 70% value post could be something about personal development, could be something about masterminding, could be something about giving an excellent service as a coach, or something you're grateful for, essentially. That makes sense to everybody? Okay. A lifestyle post might be something like, hey, out here with the kids doing X, Y, and Z. Doesn't need to be anything expensive. Can be, hey, we went to the beach today. I'm so grateful I get to go to the beach at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday when everyone else is at work. Because this is what we did. We built, and it's a picture of sandcastle. Okay? And all people are associating with that is associate sandcastle, good times, aligns with the integrity and family pillars that you stand for and that they associate with, and they see value in that. They also notice that they're at work at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday and you are not. Okay? You don't tell them, hey, because you should come work with me because I'm here at 2 p.m. You don't do that. You just drop in lifestyle posts. For some people who are doing very well in the world, they might be flying off to, you know, somewhere Dubai, or they might be gone shopping, and maybe that's the things they want to post about as a lifestyle thing. It depends on who you're trying to reach. Most of the people we're looking to connect to, arguably, are people who have a sense of lifestyle which is a little bit deeper than the surface level stuff of shopping and fast cars and all those things. But some people are really, really interested in those things. Okay. Okay. And then 10% is a call to action. So when we're doing a call to action, we need to be super clear. So one of the ways in which we can do that, let's pull it up here, where we got here. Okay. Is use engage, entertain, and educate. So I'm going to break down the structure for you. I'm also going to share this with you, but I do want you to write notes here, please. The first one is engage. So what is the objective? Is to hook the viewer immediately. Okay, so there's a few key elements that you need to understand here. You start with a strong opening that stops them from scrolling. Okay, you pose a question, maybe use a question related to the viewer's pain point or maybe something they're curious about, and then you highlight the value. Clearly state what's in it for them. I'll give you an example, right? Want to double your Instagram followers in 1 week? Okay, so there's a hook with curiosity. Pose a problem, you're like struggling to get leads. Here's what you're missing. Show a transformation, a before and after image, and a quick snippet of progress that gets the viewer curious, and you have to do this in under 5 seconds. Could be anything. Okay. So what I'd like you to do is to come up with something that you can do. Okay. Ever wondered how learning how to breathe consciously could change your life? Well, let me show you. Okay. Or well, let's get an example. What about you, Wolfgang? Before you leave, can you give me one example, and then we'll take a screenshot, and then we'll rock off.
An example of what?
Of what I was just talking about. One thing that can catch somebody's attention to engage them. One question.
I don't know.
For example, you could say something like, ever wondered how one conscious breath can change everything? So now you have their attention. They're like, ooh, well, no, I've never wondered that. Can it? Or whatever, right? So the whole point is just to catch somebody's attention like that. And then we'll move on to the next stage, which I will share with everyone here. Hold on, that's better.
I have my glasses on.
Yeah. Okay, and a 3, and a 2, and yeah. There we go.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
Wolfgang, I will send in the script and everything for everyone to check out. All right.
And I will check out the rest of the recording. The topic is great.
Excellent.
Not by step, but from an awareness. I absolutely love it.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Thanks,
Thank you.
Wolfgang. Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye. I love you.
Okay, so is everybody clear on the first bit? Yeah. Renata, can you give me an example from you? You're muted at the moment.
I know, I'm still thinking. Off the hook, I don't have anything. I have a bit of a blank space in the moment.
Okay. Let me see if we can use ChatGPT to come up with some more examples. Just to give you a bit of a... So the things that they've used here are in relation to internet marketers, because that's the example that I've given them. Okay, so hook, a question-based hook would be, ever wonder why your social media posts aren't getting any traction? Okay. A pain point could be tired of putting in hours of work and seeing no results. Struggling with low video views. Here's why it's happening and how to fix it. The point of it is that you are catching their attention, and it can only be relevant to them if that's a pain point that they're actually experiencing. If they're not trying to make videos and they're not interested in how many views they are, they're not going to stop. Okay? The purpose of the video is not for everybody to stop. Because then now you have to sift through everybody again. The idea is for the right person to stop. Okay? So it all depends on what your intention is. Okay, so now we move over then and have a look at entertain. So you can use humor, relatable stories, behind the scenes moments, or pop culture references. Okay, so anybody here got TikTok? Yeah, both of you? Have you got TikTok, Fernanda? Yeah. Okay, so here's one from TikTok then. If you've ever tried to record a TikTok and ended up looking like a confused penguin, you're not alone. Okay, so immediately you get an image and you're like, wow, I did look very confused. In fact, you know what? I might look like a penguin. That's pretty funny. Okay, you're just giving somebody an image in their mind that's humorous. Okay. Why? Because people will continue to listen if they're amused. Like, you know what? They asked me a good question. This could be for me. Actually, that's hilarious. And then you earn the right to deliver some real value and ask them for, to lean into it. Okay. So back when I had only 50 followers, I was convinced that posting every day would get me noticed until I learned this. Okay. So these two sections, right? This section of engaging and entertaining are only there so that you can then earn the right to educate them on something. All right, why are you educating somebody? Anyone know? Anyone?
So we're educating them so eventually that they want to come and buy off us in the future.
Right. So we are building our value as an expert by educating them on something. But in order to get them to listen, we must first engage them on something, which is usually their pain points. Then we need to entertain them to catch their attention and then keep it. And then we need to let them know that there's a reason why they should hang around. Okay. So then when we finally do that, we're able to then share what was basically the point of our video. Okay. And that would be where we deliver real value. So now that people are watching, we need to provide actionable steps or insights to give the viewer something tangible to take away. Okay, so it could be a step-by-step guide. Here's 3 steps to crafting a viral post. Number 1, and usually use hand gestures and stuff. So 1, 2, 3 is easy. Pick a trending topic, add a unique twist, engage with every comment. It's something that people can take away and then use. Okay. How to schedule a month of content in 1 day. Batch your ideas, use a scheduling tool, and track your engagement. Okay. So, for example, if you say, hey, have you ever wondered why I always look frantic on a Monday morning? Okay. They're imagining why. He goes, why? Because I batch my content. I got a whole thing over here, a whole wardrobe, and I change them every 20 minutes. I do videos all day long, and then they go out on social media. Okay. So we want to like create something humorous that people can engage with. And then finally, we can use our call to action. Okay. So try these steps. Let me know in the comments if it worked for you. If you like this tip, follow me for daily strategies like this one. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button for weekly marketing tips. Okay. Now, the example that I've used here is a structural breakdown for small internet marketers to build their brand by creating memorable and high converting content. Obviously, if our goal is to build a mastermind or build connections or sell a product or do something else, these will change slightly, but the structure will stay the same. We'll need to engage them somehow. We'll need to entertain them somehow, and we need to give them something actionable they can take away. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. I'm going to give you the notes on this. What I would also like you to do is create a ChatGPT account. Do you know how to do that? Or do you have one?
I have one. I use it all the time. So
I have mine already since I started with legacy building.
Excellent. All right, so I don't need you to create one. So what I'm going to get you to do then is use the structure, engage, entertain, and educate with a call to action. Okay. And I want you to get that structure, and then I want you to tell ChatGPT what you are doing, what you stand for, who you want to communicate with. Okay, and ask it to give you suggestions. Okay, based on who you are. I would give as much detail as possible. Okay, if you give it details that are only descriptive and objective and not subjective and personal, okay, it will give you a very direct approach. Okay, so if you ask it, hey, I'm an internet marketer and I want to do X, Y, and Z, and I want to get this customer with that avatar, it's going to give you like a super professional but super salesy approach. So if you want it to be in line with your authentic self, you need to communicate, hey, this is my mission statement. This is who I want to attract. I have a who I attract statement. I want to talk to people who resonate with my message, right? I want to talk to people who are conscious, maybe people who are involved in personal development and maybe meditate regularly. You need to be super clear on who it is you want to talk to. And it will get you much closer than it will if you just use it for the nuts and bolts stuff. Okay? Because it can be very mechanical. Why? Because it's AI. Okay?
but then there's also, so you can use it for a couple of hours a day, and you can move to Pi AI. That's the same as the smart intelligent version. You're not paying for it.
Yeah, you've got a limit on ChatGPT 4.0, and then you can drop it down to 3.0 to complete after you hit a certain marker. But like, you're not going to get to that point unless you're asking really big questions. I don't think.
I do, yeah.
You do. It depends what you ask it. I mean, I was asking it detailed questions about the Book of Jubilees, for example, which is the Ethiopian Bible, Old Testament. So like that went on for ages. But most of the time I don't hit that mark because I know exactly what I'm asking. Okay. So that structure of engage, educate, and let's try that again. Engage, entertain, and educate will be really, really helpful for you. And when you put it into ChatGPT, it'll make it much easier when it has a structure to follow. Okay. Otherwise, it might give you too much information in too many different areas and you might get lost. Okay. So coming away from this, I would like everybody to record a video. You don't need to put it out live if you don't want. In fact, it might be wise to make a video and then share it in the group before you put it out live. Okay?
I at least need to record one for Noble Goldman anyway, like an intro video.
Fantastic. But regardless of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a link. Okay, the link is to a Google Drive folder. And in that folder is where you're going to be able to upload your video. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. As far as I know, you should be able to upload your video directly to there. So you need to make the video first. So you have a couple of options. If you want to make a video, you can go onto Zoom, press record, make the video, save it, rename it, drag it into desktop, and then you'll be easily able to find it when you upload it onto the Google Drive folder. The other option you can do is you can download something called Loom, L-O-O-M, and it does a screen recording, which takes way much, try again. It takes way less memory in order to record it, because it's just screen recording. Okay, it's not recording all the background, it's not giving it so much detail. And then it also hosts it on Loom. Okay, so all you need then is to stick a link into the group chat. Okay, it also tracks who clicked on it, how many views, how much of it they watched, and stuff like that. So Loom recordings can be really handy. Okay, you can get 25 video Loom recordings before you have to pay. And if you get to 25, you can just delete one of the earlier ones or save it to your computer and then delete it from Loom, and you can then make more videos. So this is what I use whenever I'm sending someone a video about Noble Goldman, because I'm sharing screen. Okay, so it's great for things where you're actually showing something on a website, or you're showing someone how to do something, how-to videos. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that being said, I'm going to rock off. It's 12:01 here. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
I will put the recording into YouTube, where you will find it. If you have any thoughts on it, you're welcome to put some comments below the video. It will be live, and I will then send in the screenshot and everything for you guys here as well. All right. So anyways, watching this, if you're still watching this on YouTube, there will be a link below somewhere where you can come and join our community. You can create a free account if you wish. This part here is in a paid account section, but there is lots of other masterminds that are available, and you can get familiar with our community if you wish. So that being said, thank you very much. Love you all, and speak soon.